Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Houston Sharpshooters Draft to Glory franchise mode here in NHL 22. So last episode we had the season simulation and we finished 45, 33, and 4, so it wasn't our greatest season yet. It was kind of a streaky season for the most part. Like, we had a couple wins in a row and then we'd lose a couple in a row. But we actually made the playoffs, which is good. And yeah, we're going to be taking on the Colorado Avalanche in the first round of the playoffs. So we played them, like, I believe 3 times in the last 3 years. We beat them the first time around in round 1, I think it was. Then the second time around, they beat us in round number 2. So this time around, we're taking them on in round 1 again. And hopefully we could upset them, because technically we are the underdog in the series. Even though technically, I think on paper, we look like we have a better roster than they do. So it should be interesting to see who wins the series. Now, I am pre-recording this episode again just because I like to pre-record these playoff episodes, because then I could get a few weeks of recording done in a short period of time. So, yeah, these playoff episodes, if there's another round after this, it'll be also pre-recorded and so on and so forth. But before we get into this first round matchup, let's take a look again at that Colorado Avalanche team. And then I'm also going to make some line adjustments to our power play, because our power play was not great during the regular season. Like, it clicked at 16%, while Colorado's was like 26%. So we need our power play to get going. So I'm going to probably make some tweaks to it a bit to see if it could get going a little bit more. But anyways, let's take a look at what Colorado looks like again. So as you can see, they've kind of went through some changes, I think, since we last played them. First line has Sanders, McKinnon, and Rantanen, so Rantanen and McKinnon are dropping off. They also brought in Brody Sanders. Second line has Kirby Dach, which I think was with them last year, but they also brought in Louis Jenks from the Vegas Golden Knights from last year in the offseason, and this guy picked up 59 goals all of a sudden out of nowhere. Considering last year he had 31. Like, this guy was becoming like a 30-goal scorer, and all of a sudden had a 59-goal year. So, obviously that power play is kind of scary when you see that he has 20 power play goals and whatnot. So, we definitely need to contain their power play unit. They also have Korobov. Third line has a Rod McKinnon, who I don't know if he's a real player or not. They also have Matthew Ward and Samu Taipalus. Fourth line has Gushin, Perez, and Kako. So you can see what I mean kind of about their forward core not looking the greatest, but they're still a good offensive team in terms of how they assimilate. So we can't really underestimate this forward group at all. And then on defense, they also went through, I think, a couple changes. They have Valimaki and Lundqvist still, and Gerard. But these 3 defensemen, Barahowski, Trainer, and DePenta, I believe all 3 of them weren't with the team last year, if I'm not mistaken. So they definitely have gone through a little bit of changes on the blue line. And then goalie-wise, they do still have Carter Hart and Connor Ingram, so some good goaltending for sure. And then depth-wise, they have Declan Summers, Nikita Korolev, and Liam Foudy. So overall-wise, I'm not too scared of their team, but I mean, maybe McKinnon and Rantanen assimilate a lot better than they look. But yeah, definitely that first power play unit and second power play unit is what we need to watch out for, because Jenks had 20 power play goals playing on that second unit, which is kind of weird. So, yeah, we definitely need to find a way to contain their big boys, and I think we have a chance to win the series, but it's going to be probably a little bit tough. Now, also, before we actually get into Game 1, I want to take a look at the comparison in the overall charts thing, like on the game screen, because I don't really know what their offense is rated as compared to us. So we have 91, 89, 82, and apparently that's better than their goaltending, better than everything except for goaltending for them. They have 89, 70, what did it say? I wish it would have just stayed a little bit longer instead of going to the next screen. 89, 78, and 86. So, yeah, their defense is definitely their weak point. If we could start scoring on them a lot, then maybe we'll be able to. But their goaltending could always back them up on defense a bit. So, anyways, let's get into a game number 1 on the road, because we will be on the road for probably most of the playoffs, considering we weren't one of the best teams in the conference. I think we finished like 13th in the entire league, if I'm not mistaken. Oh yeah, I was going to make power play changes actually before we actually get into Game 1. I don't want to forget about doing that, because I don't know if our power play will start getting going all of a sudden in the playoffs or not. So, Burns had a better year than Jääskeläinen, but I don't want to move Jääskeläinen down. I am going to move Sea-Doo down, and I'm going to move Morales up, because Morales had a really good year. And then we could try and change, yeah, Capitan off to the second unit. Yeah, that looks better, I think. I hope it simulates decently. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. So Thornton, Jaskline, and Morales, so the three vets pretty much, Blacker and Teratukin. Second unit, Sea-Doo, Burns, Forster, and then Kapitanov and Hedman. We'll try that out and see if that gets our power play going, because if that power play can get going, we are a really good penalty kill team, we are a good defensive team, and our forward core was not terrible. It was like kind of around mid-table, I think. So if we could get that power play going, we are going to be pretty much good in all areas. At least I hope we are. So here we go, game number 1 in the Ball Arena, because it's not Pepsi Center, which it still should be. Let's see what happens here. First period, we're tied at 1. I'll take that for sure. Rantanen scores on Soderstrom, and then Kapitanov ties the game at 1. We're out shooting them 16-7, so it's good to see our guys getting a lot of chances in that opening period. But obviously, Carter Hart is a good goaltender, and he played really good against us last year, so we definitely need to find a way to beat him. Second period, we're up 3-1. Let's go. Just what we need. Sea-Doo scores his first goal of the playoffs. We need him to keep going, because him and a few other guys are kind of streaky playoff players, so if he could start scoring a lot, that would be very helpful for this team. And then Duke Ferraro scores, which is nice to see, considering last year he spent the entire year in the AHL, and then we called him up again. And this year he's been pretty good for the most part on that fourth line. It's 3-1. The shots are 28-13 in favor of us, so we're playing pretty good this game. Let's just see what happens here in the third period and see if we can lock this one down. Maybe get some more insurance just to play it a little safe. There you go. Burns makes it 4-1. Penalty kill, but they get a power play goal. And look who it is. It's Jenks, the guy that had 20 power play goals in the regular season. And they still have a power play, and we managed to kill the rest of that off. But, yeah, Jenks seems to be like a power play specialist, so we don't want to give them too much power plays if we can. And Jenks makes it 4-3. That's kind of scary. But we do escape with the 1-goal wins. So Soderstrom didn't play really that great. He had a really good regular season. But 3 goals on 23 shots is a little bit iffy, considering we scored 4 on 40. So, yeah, hopefully we can play a little bit better defensively next game. But I will take that win. We almost blew, though, with a 4-1 lead, which is kind of scary. So Kapitanov from Thornton and Jaskalainen, Sea-Doo from Kapitanov and Burns, Ferraro from Roach and Tursunbayev, and Burns from Sea-Doo and Teratukin. 3 stars of that game. Burns the first star, Jenks the second star, and Kapitanov the third. Not too bad. But, yeah, hopefully Jaskalainen could have a good playoff run, because his regular season numbers this year were his worst of his entire career. So, well, actually, since his rookie season. So we definitely need him to continue doing what he's been doing in the playoffs the last few seasons, because I believe he's still over point per game in the postseason, which is pretty good. So let's get into game number 2, still in Colorado. See if we could take a 2-0 series lead here headed home. That would be really nice if we could. But at least we took 1 game on the road. First period, scoreless. Okay, I'll take that. 0-0 after 1. Shots are 11-8 in favor of Colorado, so a pretty close first period it looks like, but no offense going so far for us. Second period, 1-1, I'll take that. Definitely a close series so far in terms of goals. Doc scores with 4 minutes left, but Pete Pasquale scores with 1:30 left to tie the game up. Shots are 21-15 in favor of Colorado, so they're outplaying us this game. But it's a 1-1 game, so Soderstrom's definitely having a bounce-back game from that third period. Let's see if we could go ahead here in the third. Come on, boys. Who wants to be that hero for us? Who is going to be that hero for us? We don't have Korostin on this team anymore, but we need some scoring. Who's going to score? Burns? Jaskalainen? Valimaki scores. Of course, it's another Finnish player for Colorado. It's a 2-1 lead for them. Can we tie this game up late? No, we cannot. So we have another 1-game goal game, and it is a tie series headed home. You can kind of like feel like Colorado was going to at least take 1 game on their home ice, because if they would have went down 0-2, that would not have been good for them. But Pasquale from Teratukin and Forster is our only goal. So Soderstrom definitely had a good game that one, but it was not enough to get us to win, unfortunately. I don't think I'm going to make any line changes yet, because it's been a pretty close series for the most part. If we end up getting blown out in a game, maybe I'll make some line changes, but for right now, I think I'm going to keep it the same as we shift to home ice and the Toyota Center. Let's see if we could get a 2-1 series lead here. If we could use this home ice to our advantage now, that would be really great. First period of game 3, and we're up 1-0. Let's go. Burns scores again, so Burns has been probably our best player in this series so far. I believe that's his 3rd point so far. Shots are 12-10 in favor of us. Second period, 5-1. Geez, there's a good offensive explosion. But don't score them all in one games there, boys. We need some in the next few games as well, because I know I have seen games like that before, or series like that before. So Jääskeläinen gives us the 2-1 lead, 2-0 lead actually. Jenks pulls them within 1, and then Kapitanov, Morales, and Thornton scores. So a lot of our big guns in our top 6 all of a sudden came through, which is really great to see. Shots are 24-21 in favor of us. We're up 5-1. Let's lock this one down here. Penalty kill early in the third period. We kill it off. Power play for us. We don't score. But yeah, hopefully we can keep our top 6 scoring after this game. Gushin makes it a 5-2 game. I'm kind of surprised that the shots are actually this close, considering we have a 3-goal advantage, and Yip makes it a 4-goal advantage. Sidu makes it a 5-goal advantage, and we're up 7-2, and we're going to dominate in game number 3. I really hope we could start scoring again in game number 4, because I'm kind of scared when we score that much goals in a game that our offense is just going to all of a sudden dwindle. But that was a really good game. Good defensive effort, good offensive effort. So Burns from Sidu and Yip, Jääskeläinen from Thornton and Kapitanov, Kapitanov from Jääskeläinen, Morales from Roach and Sidu, Thornton from Yip and Jääskeläinen, Yip from Petan and Jääskeläinen, and Sidu from Burns and Teratukin. Jääskeläinen is literally a playoff animal. He just had a 4-point game. Yip also had 3 points, Sidu had 3 points. But yeah, Jääskeläinen is a beast. He has like so much points in the playoffs in his career, and it's amazing. Another really good solid performance as well from Soderstrom, which is what we need from him. Jääskeläinen the first star, Yip the second star, and Sidu the third. But yeah, if Jääskeläinen isn't our captain, then I don't know who is. Because Jääskeläinen, literally, like I said, he's over point per game in the playoffs, which is kind of nuts considering regular season-wise he's not over point per game. Like, if we take a look at our lines quickly, before we go into game number 4, Jääskeläinen, as you can see, has been over point per game in the playoffs every single year of his career, except for this second year where he was 15 points in 17 games, where we went to the conference finals. But he's up to 46 points in 39 games. And his contract obviously comes to an end this offseason, so we're going to have to give him probably a decent amount of money, I would assume. He's a UFA as well, so that makes it kind of scary. But anyways, let's get into game number 4. We have a 2-1 series lead here with a nice 7-2 win on home ice. Let's see if we could still score more goals in game 4, because I hope our offense doesn't dry out because of that. First period, 3-1. There you go. Our offense is continuing, and it's from 3 different guys that haven't really scored a lot in their playoffs before. So Ortiz, Petan, and also Sedin score for us. Jenks scores on the power play for them. So I think Jenks has literally been their only player that's been scoring for them, really. He's got like 4 goals in this series, if I'm not mistaken. Because the other ones were like Doc, and then there was also one other player that I can't remember. But most of their goals are just coming from Jenks right now. Like, they haven't had a goal from Nathan McKinnon so far, which is kind of surprising, or Mikko Rantanen. Shots are 12 apiece after 1, and we are up 3-1. Second period, 3-2. Yikes, that's kind of scary because they're within 1 as Ward scores a power play goal. So our penalty kill hasn't been really doing that good in the series. I don't know if I should be changing it up around a little bit or what, but it needs to start playing a little bit better if we want to keep winning games. Shots are 24-19 in favor of us. We're up by 1 goal. Let's get some insurance here, please, in this third period, or else I might make some adjustments to our penalty kill. They tie the game up. That's not good. And it's Jenks again. God damn it. And we score not a shorthanded goal, apparently. I thought that was. Jääskeläinen makes it 4-3. But yeah, Jääskeläinen's been a beast in these playoffs. And Korobov makes it 4-4. Yikes. And Perez makes it 5-4. Are you kidding me, boys? That was probably our worst third period I've ever seen. And we're going to lose 5-4. And it's now a 2-2 series headed back to Colorado. Looked like we had the series lead by 3-1, but that is not the case. We blew a 3-1 lead after the first period, and then we just got dominated 3-1 in the third period. That's unfortunate. So Ortiz from Pasquale and Roach, Petan from Sedin from Morales and Burns, and Jääskeläinen from Sedin and Burns. So good game from Burns and Sedin, but yeah, this team needs to probably find out, get their penalty kill going a little bit more, because this has been kind of a streaky series. So again, every game has been a 1-goal game except for that 7-2 blowout we had. Let's go to edit lines and address our penalty kill. See if we can get our penalty kill to play a little bit better, because it seems like their power play has been pretty hot so far. So we're going to split up Jääskeläinen and Burns, just because both of them are centermen by default. And yeah, we'll leave it like this. Morales with Jaskalainen and then Thornton and Burns. Yeah, that's good. Split up the two of those guys and see if that helps out our penalty kill lines a little bit. But now we shift back to Colorado with a 2-2 series, which is kind of scary. Hopefully we could take a 3-2 series lead here. And yeah, I don't want to go to a Game 7 situation, but I also would rather that than getting eliminated in 6 games. So let's see what happens here in Game 5 back in Colorado. Let's see if we could get the series lead back. First period, we're up 2-0. Let's go. Kapitanov and Kohane Blacker scores his first NHL playoff goal, so that's awesome to see. A big game for him to score it in. Shots are 11-4 in favor of us, and we're up 2-0. Second period, still up 2-0. A good game so far from our team defensively, and we're only up by 2 goals, so I hope we could score a little bit more goals in the third period, but so far, so good. Shots 25-13. We're up 2-0. Let's see what happens in the third. Can we go up 3-0, please, boys? Let's get some insurance. Power play opportunity. We don't convert on it. Our power play hasn't been really that great, I don't think, so far in this series. So special teams need to improve for sure. Final few minutes here of game number 5. And we are going to be 1 win away, I think. Yeah, 1 win away from going to the second round. Rantanen scored late. So that was his first goal of the series. But we outshot them 36-21. And we win by 1 goal. So another 1-goal game. Except for that 7-2 game was the only one that wasn't like that. So Blacker from Teratukin and Petain, and Kapitanov's first period goal is a game winner from Jaskalainen and Yip. Jaskalainen with another point in the series. So 3 stars, Carter Hart, Soderstrom, and Kapitanov. Carter Hart definitely kept them in that game because we outshot them quite badly, but we only win by 1 goal. So we have a 3-2 series lead here. We have a chance to win the series on home ice. Don't think I'm going to make any line adjustments. Let's see what happens here. See if we could go to the second round again. Come on, boys. We could do this. First period, we're down 2-0. That's not good. Rantanen scores and Korobov scores. So Rantanen has kind of woken up. He scored late in last game, and he opens the scoring in this game, and then Korobov scored. The shots are 12-10 in favor of us, but we are down by 2 goals. So we need Soderstrom to kind of bounce back in that second period if we can. Second period, we're down 3-1. That's not good. Ward makes it 3-0, but Jaskalainen continues his point streak. And we're within 2 goals. We're out shooting him 24-21, so we've been playing better technically to an extent, but we still need Soderstrom to kind of keep the puck out in the net, and we need our offense to start scoring if possible. Let's see what happens here in the third period, see if we could come back here. Come on, boys. We need some early goals if we're going to come back. Power play opportunity. We don't convert. We might be going to a Game 7 situation in this first round, which is scary, and it's back in Colorado as well. Come on, boys. And yep, we're going to a Game 7 situation. That wasn't a 1-goal game. That was a 2-goal game. We outshot them 39-24, so Carter Hart has woken up a lot. He played great in that last game that we just barely won. In this game, he was amazing. 38 saves. So we need to start finding a way to beat Carter Hart because he's starting to play like Carter Hart. So Jaskalainen from Teratukin and Morales is our only goal. I think I might make some line adjustments because I think our power play has been really stale if I'm not mistaken. I'll take a look at our team stats first just to make sure our power play has been producing or not. But Game 7 situation in the first round is kind of scary because obviously if we lose this, then we have fallen back even farther in terms of winning a Stanley Cup. In contract situations are not going to be helpful. So let's go to our players, our player stats, our team stats, and take a look at what our power play has been doing so far. I don't think it's been doing that good so far, right? Goals for per game, we've been scoring a lot more than we've been allowing, which is good. But our power play is 0 for 14. Yeah, that's what I thought. Power play has no goals so far. Penalty kill's been okay. We have 1 shorthanded goal apparently as well. Okay, so we need to address our power play for sure. 0 for 14 is not good. That is not good at all. If we could get that power play going in Game 7, that would be great. That would be great. So move Morales back up, move Kapitanov back down just to split up the goal scorers in Kapitanov and Thornton. We'll move Pasquale back to center, I think. Yeah, we'll try that. And we'll move Tursunbayev back to center since those guys can win faceoffs better. And I think the rest of that will keep probably the same. Yeah, I think the rest of that will probably keep the same. And then goalie-wise, we are still going to run with Soderstrom, even though he has an 899 save percentage. I didn't realize it was that low of a save percentage. I mean, I could always turn to Park, but once again, Soderstrom, he is our man, and this might be his last year here. Who knows, because he might demand a lot of money in the offseason. So let's get into Game 7 in Colorado. We've won 2 times in Colorado so far, I think, right? So hopefully we could win another. Yeah, we won once here, and we won once here. Okay, Game 7, real-time simulation. Let's see what happens and see if we could go to round 2, or are we going to be packing our bags in round 1, which would not be good. And we score early. I like that. Jaskalainen. He's still continuing his point streak. Thornton scores. Let's go. That's the top 6 scoring, and Jenks scores again for them on the power play. I swear Jenks is a really good goal scorer. That guy kind of came out of nowhere as well, though, because he had like 59 goals with Colorado this season. And his prior best before that was just above 30, I think. We're up 2-1 after 1. The shots are 12-7 in favor of us. Come on, boys. Let's add some insurance to this because I do not feel safe with a 1-goal lead. Come on. We need Kapitanov or Sidu to score because Sidu hasn't scored, I think, since Game 1. Depend to ties it up. Of course, a 73 overall is going to score. I think that's a 73 or a 75. Penalty kill. Nicely done. That's a crucial penalty kill. Come on, guys. Power play opportunity. We don't convert. It's going to be 2-2 going into the third period. This is getting kind of intense. The shots are 26-16 in favor of us, but once again, it's still an even game. Come on, boys. We need somebody to be a hero. Who do we want to call upon? I know Jaskalainen's been doing a lot for his team, but if he could get something going in this third period, or maybe Burns, or maybe Sidu, somebody that hasn't really done much. We need somebody to step up here. Cohen Blacker, maybe even. I don't know. Let's see what happens here in this third period. See if we could go to the second round as Capo Caco makes it 3 unanswered goals for Colorado. That's not how you want to start the third period. Jaskalainen ties the game back up. Huge by Jasko. Penalty kill. And we score a short-handed goal from Burns. A short-handed goal in Game 7. Is that enough? Final 5 minutes. Come on, boys. Come on. Come on. Lock it down. Lock it down. And we are going to win in 7 games because of a clutch short-handed goal from Burns. And then, yeah, Jaskalainen got stuff going in that third period like I called upon. When they scored that early third period goal, I'm like, we're definitely going to lose this game now. But 2 unanswered goals. And they're from big-time players on this team that both have contracts up for renewal this offseason, so that's kind of scary. But we win 4-3 in Game 7, and we're going to the second round, upsetting the Colorado Avalanche, who won 49 games. Well, we only won like 45 or 46, I can't remember now. Shots were 38-24 in that game, so we dominated that entire game for the most part. Oh, we escaped with a victory in Game 7. I was really scared there when they scored that goal. Because we were up 2-0 at one point, then they got 3 unanswered, then we got 2 unanswered. So Jaskalainen from Blacker and Thornton. Thornton from Morales and Teratukin. Jaskalainen from Thornton and Blacker. And Burns from Thornton. So Thornton also had a really good game. 3 assists on the night. Okay, let's take a look at those 3 stars of the game. Thornton, the first star with 4 points. That's pretty great. Jaskalainen, the second star with 2 goals. And Capo Caco, the third. That was an intense game. But for the second time this series, Jaskalainen had multiple points. Like, it just seems like in the playoffs, he's a whole different animal. He was really good on the face-off dot as well, 59%. Exactly what we need from him. And Burns won 77% of his draws. Yeah, he was. Damn, he was really good on the face-off dot. He won 14 of 18 face-offs. And then he also had that game-winning shorthanded goal. You'll love to see that. Oh, that was a close game again. But we're going to the second round. We had one really good game offensively. The other games were all like very tight. So to get to that second round is very nice. And yeah, Jaskalainen had 10 points in 7 games. I love this guy. He needs to stay around here for the rest of his career. But let's take a look at the player stats, not for the regular season, but let's take a look at the player stats for round 1 before we see who we are facing in round 2. So Jaskalainen was over point per game. Burns was point per game, which is great. Petan was pretty solid, 3 points in 7 games for a fourth liner. Can't ask much more than that. Pasquale, 2 points, is a bit quiet. We need Ortiz to kind of get going. He was kind of quiet. And then Ferraro was kind of quiet. Like, that bottom 6 really didn't do much. It was mostly the top 6. Left wing wise, Thornton, 7 points in 7 games. Sea-Doo, 5 points in 7 games. And then Morales, 4 points as well. And Forster, 1 point. So, yeah, our top 6 was good. Our bottom 6 needs to play a bit better offensively if they can. But they're playing okay defensively, so it's okay to an extent. And then Capitano, 5 points. Nice. Defensively, Teratukin, 6 points in 7 games. Yip had 4 points and was a +6. Really like to see that. Sedin, Blacker, and Roach, all 3 points in 7 games as well. And nothing from Hedman, which is kind of a surprise. But yeah, that's pretty good numbers from the back end. And then goalie-wise, Soderstrom was... I don't really know if he was good or bad because his save percentage is terrible. Well, it's not terrible, but it's not great either. His goals against is okay, though. Interesting. Hopefully he could play good in round 2. Because he had some really strong games there, but other games he was really terrible in. So, but yeah, really good performance from our top 6 in that series. Now we got to take a look at who we are facing in round number 2. See if we could beat whoever it is in that round. Hopefully it's going to be a good team that we've never played before, and it's going to be the Dallas Stars. So we got the Battle of Texas in next round. And that's going to be an interesting one. We've never played Dallas before in the playoffs. So yeah, it's the Battle of Texas, Houston and Dallas. That would be an insane matchup to watch if Houston actually had an NHL team. So Dallas went 46-26 and 10. We went 45-33 and 4. So both teams pretty similar records to an extent. They had a lot more extra frame losses and one more regulation win, while we had a lot more regulation losses. Interesting. Let's take a look at... Yeah, let's just take a look at what their team stats were for the first round before we take a look at their roster. So if we look at by wins, I guess. Actually, no, let's go by goals for per game. So Dallas had the best offensive first round. 5 goals per game in 5 games. So they're kind of similar to Colorado of last year. Hopefully we could stifle their offense, though. Goals against per game wise, they were 2.4. We are 2.71. So they're better defensively than us so far. We're 0 for 17 on our power play, but we won round 1. Just kind of crazy. And in our penalty kill, 83.3% compared to theirs is worse. Damn, they're better than us in everything in terms of the playoffs so far. So yeah, hopefully we could definitely outperform them in the next round. Now let's take a quick look at what their lineup looks like, and that'll be it for this episode. Okay, so now on to the Dallas Stars lines. Their top line has Toby Dillon, who is up there for Rookie of the Year, if I'm not mistaken. They also have Maxwell Schofield and Jacob Campoli, who I recognize, I believe, yes, from Chicago. He was with Chicago when we played them a couple years ago in the conference finals. And then second line has Mitch Marner, Alex Newhook, and Ed Rintoul. So it looks like a good mix of veterans with some younger guys. Third line, Bach, Berggren, and Gurionov. Damn, Gurionov on the third line is pretty insane considering he's an 87. And then fourth line has Marcel Laliberte. And they also have Jackson Cox, which is kind of a cool name. Interesting. And Bryson Wilsey. So their forward core looks pretty good. Yeah, I would like their forward core. Rintoul being that high up in the lineup is a little bit weird, but he does have potential, so I kind of understand it. But yeah, that's a very good forward core. And then defensively, they're pretty balanced as well. They have Heiskanen, who's really good, and Zub. Second line, they have Denton Matejchuk. I don't even know how to pronounce his last name, but anyways. And Tommy Kiskinen, who I believe... Yeah, I think this guy's a good defenseman. He's two-way. Okay, I thought he was going to be offensive. And in their top 6 has Josh Mahura and Jack Rathbone. So defensively, they're pretty solid. We're better overall-wise, but they do have Heiskanen, so you never know. And then goalie-wise, they have Hunter Jones and Jackson Nystrom. Interesting. And depth-wise, they have Dylan Strome, Caden Gooley, and Maxim Korobov. So overall-wise, this is a pretty good team. And I'm a little bit scared considering they look this good, but who knows? Maybe it's going to be up in the air on who wins the next round. But it should be interesting considering it is the Battle of Texas to see who wins this. Whoever wins this round will face either Anaheim or Minnesota in the conference finals. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of our Houston Sharpshooters Draft to Glory franchise mode. So in next episode, we will take on the Dallas Stars in the second round. as we look to beat our Texas foe and get ourselves to a conference finals appearance again. So let me know what you think down below, and I'll see you guys next time.